Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? We're sideways. Ugh. So sorry. I thought I did it correctly. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to turn it this way. Ugh. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Going back to the old ways. Ay, ay, ay. Hey, Keely. Hey, Carmen. Hi, Nancy. I am so sorry that I am mixing everybody up today. How do I? Honest to Pete. So, I presume everybody saw the new art printable. You know what, girls? I'm gonna try and flip it. I know. Is that miserable? Miserable. But the, I know I made it upside down. Honest to God, I made it worse. Sorry, you guys, I'm gonna do it again. Okay, I won't touch it anymore, I promise. Okay, so today is our special Black Friday edition of Let's Pop In Paint Party. So so you can just see what I see. So my iPad, that's how I know if you're talking to me. So, good gravy. I'm so sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh, you absolutely did. Nancy, I'm jelly. And you're gonna, oh my gosh, I think you're just gonna fall in love with them. So, let's get started. I presume that everybody printed, or not, and they just want to watch. I better turn down my music or we'll get in trouble. So today's art printable is called Brandy. And so I was going to post it last night, and can I tell you, I just didn't. There's no particular reason. I went to bed at my early normal time. But I just couldn't get it together. So I posted it this morning. I'm kind of slow moving. I'm still in my pajamas. Hey, Annalisa, how are you? So this art printable is for my friend Brandy. I named after my friend Brandy. But it's all about Christmas, and it's all about, I just wanted to do something new and funky and kind of crazy. So I started painting on this one, and like I have an idea. So I started with just my Karin markers. But then I was really thinking that, you know what? I just got, look at it, it's still wrapped even. The new Rustic Wilderness from Tim Holtz. And so I printed another sheet. So I thought it might be fun to play with this a little bit. I know it's fabulous, isn't it, Nancy, to just be in your pajamas? Okay, so I'm going to, oh, look how juicy that is. Put a little bit of that rustic, what is it called? Rustic Wilderness down. And I'm going to get some water. But do you see how deep this green is? Like, let's look at it down here. Do you see? It's quite green, right? So I feel like I want to really water that down. And when I was drawing these trees, my thought was, you know those little, they're quite simplistic, but they're just elegant and beautiful. Hey, Kim. Where it's just like a triangle of wood and it has a red heart, another, like a wooden red heart. So my thought was I wanted to kind of emulate that. But you know, my creative team are, you know, like no other. Tessa, when she first looked at it, she said, you know what? I know that you have Christmas trees in mind. But she said, you know what I see when I look at it? And this is the beauty of surrounding yourself with creatives. She said, the Colorado mountains. Shut up. How cool would that be? So, you know, we can make them whatever we want. That's the beauty. So I'm just going to do just a wash of this deeper green. This rustic wilderness. Isn't it pretty? And then I was thinking, so I brought a couple of reds up here. I brought candied apple and I brought festive berries. So I thought we could kind of fiddle with those and see what we thought, you know, as we're thinking about painting the hearts. I just wanted to get a base of color down. And remember, it's okay if you overshoot the edge at the bottom and the top, because I made it just a little bit bigger than A2 size, so that if you chose, you could have artwork all the way across. I did the same thing with the slimline. I wanted you to have the option. You know, we just keep continuing to learn and grow as we go along here at Corbiere-Scott Designs. And I, hey Sharon, I thought that it would be cool to, did you see what I just did? Okay, clean my brush super fast and then get that green out of there. If you work quick at the beginning, you should be able to get the color out of there, tap it off, and then move on. Hey, Jamie. So I was thinking that, where was I going before I made a big boo-boo? Oh, the sizing. So because all slimlines are not created equal, all slimline dies, that's why I made my artwork 8.5 by 3.5. So if you die cut it, you have some room, because like I said, all those dies are just slightly different in size. And so my thought was, if I just draw it bigger, then you won't be cutting off. You won't have to fiddle with making something fit and all of that jazz. That's just frustrating. You know what I mean? I just thought this was such a pretty Christmassy green, you know? And I did print this on Northwood's watercolor paper, like always. Although I did just order some black watercolor paper. Has anybody played with that yet? So I have some more stamps coming out from Unity, and I have the first sets that I did, the slimlines, and they are having an amazing sale. So I will put the link to their sale today. I do have some more stuff coming out, I believe on Cyber Monday with them. And I have the Funky Fossil stamps that I'm still, you know, I like playing with those too and creating with those. So I saw something where somebody stamped and embossed on black watercolor paper, and then painted bits and pieces of that with like a shimmery paint, a shimmery watercolor. Oh my gosh, so pretty. So, so pretty. How's everybody doing? Is anybody painting with me? Or are you just watching? So I want this to look a little bit, oh, the black watercolor paper. Yeah, I just feel like it's, I think that I might have ordered the Stonehenge, yeah. I just feel like it would be a fun experiment, you know? And I was thinking about I just want to get a base of color down here, but I feel like I want it to be kind of many shades, you know? I want it to be like not like solid. I want it to look kind of worn and distressy and, you know. So we'll see. We'll see how it all ends up. The other, so I'm going to get this base color on here, and then I'm going to set it aside to dry, and I'll work on the first one that I was playing with. That one, I was fiddling around with my Karin markers, or Karin, whatever. Like different people have told me it's pronounced different ways, and so I get myself all, who knows what it is. I just know that I love them because they're super juicy and their colors are vibrant and beautiful, and and just fun, you know. We just all need something fun, don't we, in this time? Oh, so anyway, I was doing on the other sheet, you'll see in a sec, that I was doing it all monochromatic on the, so I'm just gonna, I don't know. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that as it is and set it aside to dry, and then come back in with this one and talk about what I'm doing here. So I know I hate that I'm doing this, but I need the space. So on this one, I started with lime green, or nope, apple maybe the lime green and the grass. So when I was drawing this, my thought process was that I wanted, remember in the candy corn, I did something similar to this, and I did the fill lettering. And because I filled it in, I felt like it was limiting. So what I wanted to do was create the base for fill lettering, and if you want to fill it with lettering, you can. If not, you don't have to. So, but I really wanted to start creating some depth first. I wanted it to be monochromatic, just all greens. And so this all is lime green. And then, maybe it was apple. And then I came in with grass, and I just did the bits that I wanted to be deeper. So I did like here and here. And then I came in with my brush and just push that out. So that's just going to create some nice depth. Like, I know it seems like these take a long time, but they really don't. I just thought it would be fun to just make these colors work for you. Do you know what I mean? To really Let them do their job and create more shape. Like this, all of the circles in the top tree, I did like a very, so everything I did a very light wash of green, it must have been, let's see, we can see down here. That one. Okay, it was the apple. So I just did a very washy wash of apple, right? And then I came in with the apple again, and so this was all one color. I just was building with this one color. Then I just did like a little right there on one side of the ornament or circle or whatever you want to call it. And then I just did that thing where I just came in and softened with a damp brush, right? So just that little bit, look at the difference. So good. Like just that little bit is already creating some depth. And then when we deepen it with the grass, we're going to get even more nice rounded shape, right? And we're just going to, remember, we'll just pull that color out, dip our brush in the water, tap it off. There we go. Nice. Let's do that. Some more here. And you see, I'm just adding bits of green, right? Just bits. Because we just want to slowly build that. Ooh, that's really wet. So let's tap that off. Start again. All right, so let's do over here. There we go. And then we just pull that, remember, so we give a nice gradation of color. Remember, if you have too much pigment on your brush, just tap it off on your paint cloth and then come back in with your damp brush. I hope everyone had a great holiday yesterday. We had a lovely one. It was, I just ate more Thanksgiving for lunch again today, which I'm sure most of America did too. Nice. I'm really liking that. Has anyone seen that technique where, oh, look at how pretty that is. Oh, I just love it. Well, it's something, I was thinking we could play with it next week, where people stack, card makers, obviously, stack dies so it looks kind of inlaid. I thought that might be fun to play with next week. And we'll do the same here. And you see, I'm just adding little bits of color. I'm just pouring that out. I was just telling somebody that the thing I love about my printables is that you can do 3 totally different techniques, right? You can, well, I think I did that in last week's was that Tuesday? Gosh, who knows what day that, I think it was Tuesday, where you could do 3 totally different techniques. You could use 3 different mediums. You could, and if you need to, you can cut them apart so that you're not getting one medium on the other, but for this one I thought we would be okay. But I just love that, you know, one sheet for $4 will get you lots of painty fun. So because this is a little bit wet, it'll be interesting to see how that color, there we go, look, it's already moving. I love that. Now we can just do that thing where we kind of push the color up into the line, and that creates a really nice gradation of color. Right, back, forth, back, forth. Okay, so this, it looks like here, we have some bursts right here, so we can paint over those blooms and just kind of soften the edges of them. So I really want to play with, so this one I really wanted to do monochromatic because I just thought that would be fun, you know, but I really can't wait to create all of these baubles in all different colors. I just thought that would be super fun. And then this loopy pattern over here to create that in all different colors. I thought that would be super fun too. Hey Kathy, how are you? So now I want to just do the same with this loop pattern where I just want to continue to build some depth. And remember, we can always enhance it with our colored pencils if we want. We could just use these markers, but you know, all this technique you could totally be doing with just watercolors, right? You don't have to do, this is just another water-soluble medium. So think, I mean, it could be your distress markers, it could be your Tombos, your Zigs, it could be watercolors, pan watercolors, because I brought those up too. I thought that might be kind of fun too. Okay, so did anybody watch the parade yesterday? I did not. You know what? We just kind of got doing stuff yesterday and then the day was gone. But we didn't eat until late yesterday, so that was kind of weird. Because usually we are an early to eat family. We usually eat like 2, and we didn't eat until 4 yesterday, so that was a little odd. Okay, I mean, just different, you know? Not good or bad, just different. You did watch the parade. So what did you think? Because I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I heard that it was really different, but I haven't seen anything. Well, I didn't really turn on TV today. Well, I did, but I watched DVR shows because part of me doesn't want to watch the news. Most of me doesn't want to watch the news. You know what I mean? Like This, I think this is so cool when it's just shades of two colors, just two greens. Oh, Renee, you're funny. I loved your bird, by the way. I haven't commented on it yet, but I loved it. Yeah, so this, Renee, this is my new art printable called Brandy, and it's all a series of Christmas trees. Or, you know, I will tell you that Tessa said when she saw this A2 bunch of trees, she was like, ooh, I see the Colorado mountains. So do you see that? Like, isn't that the coolest thing about having a creative community? Everybody sees things a little bit different. Everybody, and then we just feed off each other's creativity, right? I love that. Do a little bit here, here, here. So what did you think of the parade, Nance? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it what? Oh, thank you, Renee. Thank you. I kind of love it too. It was kind of interesting that that no crowds could be there. That's kind of interesting, and but I love that they still had it in front of Macy's, and you know, they tried. I think their hardest to make it big and memorable, as it always is. You know, I think that's just it. I think everyone is just trying their best. Everybody's just trying their best to, you know, make the best of a situation that none of us have control over. I know, because I'm sure that was a lot of work, you know, to try and make it. I'm sure they know what that means to the country. You know, just those little ceremonies that we have, those little graduations of one time to the next, you know. Did anyone go shopping this morning? Or did anyone do some online shopping this morning, I should say? I watched the finale of the Great British Bake Off this morning. It was so good. Hey, Rennie, how are you? All right, so now let's see. I'm struggling with all of these dots. I was like, what am I going to do with them to make them different enough that they kind of stand out without screaming, you know? I wanted them to be just enough. Because I really like the monochromatic theme, you know? Oh, thanks, Rennie. It's just the craziest thing, I'm telling you. I am living my dream, Rennie. I've always drawn. I just, you know what? Like now it's completely how I make a living. It's not a side hustle anymore. And I'll just tell you that. is the greatest feeling. That's kind of, oh, I'm digging that. So I have some more up here. I think I'll do the same thing. And then just barely move this around a little bit. I use Northwood's watercolor paper. It is available at Scraps of Love. They usually always have plenty of it because I use it for everything. And they're our local store. Northwoods. And it's it's by a company that called Northwoods Rubber Stamps, and they are I think they're based in Minnesota, maybe. Anyway, they this watercolor paper, I love it because it's thin enough to go through my printer and still have watercolor properties. I mean, not like, you know, arches or something, but it's enough of a tooth that you can still use water-based products on it. It's I really like it. And if you can't find it at your local store, you can buy it directly from Northwoods on their website. And they ship pretty quick, and so I'm just slowly building. I'm glad I came in with that. I deepened it with the apple first, because now it's really, it's easy to know where to darken, you know what I mean? And I tried to make them all different sides of the painting because I wanted it to look round, you know? I didn't want it to look like a flat tree. That's so pretty. So, Nance, what do you think for my sky behind these trees, or the background behind these trees? It doesn't necessarily have to be a sky. It could be whatever we want it to be, but what do you think? Because I have all of this green, what is anybody thinking? Might be a nice background. I kind of like, whoops, some non-traditional Christmassy colors, you know? I did a card with my Unity poinsettia design. Well, I was thinking about pink. I was thinking about like a turquoise, because that might be kind of cool. Because it's kind of a pink, might be a nice, because I could make it look kind of like a pinky bluey sky, but I don't know. Still hemming and hawing about it. How am I doing on time, you guys? no idea what time it is. Let's soften those a little bit. Does anybody have the tree up yet? Or is this an even out of the attic? I'm just curious about other people. I have 26 minutes. Thanks, Nance. Oh, I'm really liking that. Don't you guys... Do you love it as much as me? Because I am really liking it. I'm liking the... I'm really liking the depth. I do think though that I will come in with some kind of white, either my Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white, or my a gel pen. I don't know. I just feel like I really want to do some catch lights. I think that would be pretty with white against this green. So that's why I want to little by little build the green so I have a nice contrast between white and the green so that it really pops. Take some of that over here. Some of that over here. Hey Nancy, did you watch Transplant on Tuesday? Oh my gosh, I'm in love with that show. It's so good. It is, it is. So, let's see. I'm feeling like this is really, it was so good, wasn't it? It was so good. I'm really liking these two greens are nice together. I was even thinking about coming in with like something a little bit blue, or you know, something a little bit, I don't know, maybe coming in with something to totally like break it up and make it pop. But then I thought, well, you know, sometimes it's okay for it to just be monochromatic. And what do you think about having some of the little baubles be like more of a solid color? That might be fun. Soften that right there. There we go. Pretty nice depth. Hey, Bran. That's Brandy, who this is named after Brandy. Okay, what did you say, Keely? Ooh, turquoise. That might be fun. Oh, that might be really good. And then I could do maybe I could do the sky, that same turquoise. What do you think, Keels? What do you think, Nance, my color picker? Right? Gosh, great minds think alike, right? So I think I'm gonna let this sit because I need to let that dry before I fiddle with it some more. So let's come back to the first one that we did, where we just used that new Tim Holtz, what is it? Evergreen Wilderness. That's kind of cool, and I kind of like it painty background like that. And it's, no, I need to think about, I'm just going to do a dot of color there, and a dot of color here to see which one we want to use. Okay, so this one is Candied Apple. What do you think? Right? And this one is Festive Berries. Kind of similar. Those are very close. But I wanted it to be let's see, do a better swipe. Okay. Candied Apple. Festive Berries. That's kind of a deeper, I think I kind of like that one better. Everybody in agreement? Did anybody say anything? I have one Festive Berries from Keely. I presume you'll all agree. So let's take that Festive Berries and just kind of roughly color this in. Perfect. Oh, I'm really liking that because it's just really, I love that this one is so deep and like that the colors are super, super rich, you know. The other, this one, I painted the hearts with the orange red, or no, fire red Karin marker. So, it'll be interesting to see how they, you know, how they differ in the end. Because, you know, like the way it is right now, that's so interesting, isn't it? That it's oftentimes something totally different in the end. I agree, Keels, I agree. I just really wanted to use that new Rustic Wilderness. It's so pretty, isn't it? It's so evergreen, I think. But as I'm painting these, I feel like I start to see them in all different colors, you know? So I'm anxious to see what everybody creates with it, how they interpret it, and how they see it as they begin to create with it. That for me, that's so much fun. I love that. I love to see where people take it and what direction they go and how, you know, and what they make out of it in the end. You know, like last time with the candy corn, Carmen made a banner that, stop it, it was gorgeous. So I asked her if she would make a banner with this one. So I'm anxious to see what she comes up with. We all, see things through our own creative eye, through our own life experiences and things we've been exposed to, and our own personal preferences, you know. I love that. Oh, and don't forget, tomorrow is Let's Get Artsy Together Apart, and we are going to be studying an American artist, and it's a girl this time, and she's amazing. So just bring your normal, okay, I'm going to set this one aside to dry and come back to this one. I'm going to wipe up this color up here. What was I going to say? Hi, Renee Arpin, how are you? Of course I did, Keely. Of course I bought the oxide. Of course, of course, of course. You know what, Tracy at the Papercraft Clubhouse in Connecticut, she always does a bundle right at the beginning, and so I just buy the whole bundle from her. Because sometimes it's fun to just fiddle with those, fiddle with the same color but different mediums. You know what I mean? I did a card last week that I will post soon that I used the speckled egg, and I used the speckled egg and bought the distressed glaze for my background, and then I used distress oxide to paint, and holy smokes, is it beautiful. Like, for me, I just love playing with the color and seeing, you know, how they work together, how they, how the different mediums and textures and surfaces work with each other. Because originally I had played with the distress glaze as the background, and I had painted with distress, right, the regular, and it was all speckled egg again, and the regular distress ink, and you know what, they looked very different. Like, one looked bluish and one looked greenish, and like not complementary, because I had a matte, one of those lacy edged mats in between, and so then I just kept fiddling and fiddling and fiddling, and that's when I found the oxides matched that distressed glaze background frame-ish sort of thing that I made, worked way better. So, you know, I think you just need to fiddle around with stuff, you know? I think that's kind of part of the fun, right? Is like finding what works for you, and let's get rid of that. And to not be afraid to just try it and flub up and learn from that moment and then create some more. With this, I feel like I really want to play with, I don't know what I want to do for the trees on this one, but I really want to build up, on this one, I want to build up all the left sides of these hearts and really see if I can get a cool uniform sort of look on something that's very organic. Does anybody kind of understand where I'm going with that? Like I want the tones to be the same, but my drawings are very sketchy, and so I just thought that might be kind of a cool juxtaposition to have something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's the beauty of a printable, though, right? You can paint it and print it and paint it and print it and paint it as many times as you want. So this is, like I said, this is the fire red, but I feel like I want to come in kind of like we did over here with another deeper red. To heighten the depth on this side, on the left side of all of these hearts. And then maybe by then I'll have thought of a good color to paint the trees. And remember that you can, because these are water-based, you can certainly mix and match mediums, all water-based mediums, right? So you could use watercolor, just plain old watercolors. You could use these Karin markers. You could use Tombow markers. You could use watercolor colored pencils. You can do anything. You could use distress inks. All of those things can be mixed because they're all movable with water. Does that make sense to everybody? So, you know, if there's a pen that you love the color, a marker that you love the color of, and if you want to try it with this red, give it a try. And if you don't want to do it up here on your art, do like I do and just go down here. Just do the edge, because then you're going to see how that medium reacts with this paper. This paper comes 9 by 12, I believe. And so you have to trim it down to put it through your printer. So I save those strips because that's how I test colors too. If I'm testing colors how they coordinate with each other. If I'm testing what that red really looks like, if I'm testing how it reacts with this paper, you always want to test it down here in the corner or on the edges, because then you're gonna really you'll see. Okay, I stuck my hand in here. So I'm gonna pull that, get that wet, come in. Got rid of most of it. Let's do that again. Just kind of scrub it out of the fibers. As you know, watercolor paper is quite fibrous and has a texture. There we go. Perfect. So experiment with mixing and matching your, not just as we do oftentimes, where we mix, we create mixed media pieces with a water-based product and then our colored pencils. Try 3 things. Try what do I want to say? If you like the color, then mix them and match them, Like I'm feeling like, what if we did this tree very untraditionally? Gotta get rid of that speck of green that got down there. I'm thinking, what if so we're gonna use this as paint, and this is cerise. And then I'm just going to bring some water in here. And this tree, I saw one made of glass that was like this, and it was amazing. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be fun to paint? I mean, don't you feel like that's kind of, that would be fun to paint. That would be fun to paint. That would be fun to paint, right? So each section was a different color. But I'm going to choose kind of a theme of colors, right? So I'm going to do cerise. So I'm going to try and do 3 kind of far apart from each other. We could do up here. Yes, exactly, Aunt Mer. Exactly. Kind of like stained glass. Exactly. So I thought that pink, lime green, so cerise, lime green, and then one of these blues, the lighter of the blues. I think that it's Cool Aqua. Look at how pretty those are. I thought that would be super fun. And we can still, so just, and you remember this, again, you can do this with any water-based, that still had pink on it. Any water-based medium, or product, right? So you could use your watercolor paint, watercolor colored pencils. You could use your pan watercolors, whatever you want. I just thought it would be fun to all right, Renee, but I'm not a critical person. I know how hard it is to put yourself out there and to, and art is part of your heart, right? But I promise I will look at it with an objective eye. How's that? Do here. I will comment on it though too, Renee, I promise. I will. Jeff just left to get another car. Whatever. But you know what? That's his entertainment, like paint is mine, so I can't say anything. Look, isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, I love that. I love those. Ooh, thanks, Nance. I love those non-traditional Christmas colors, you know. And I was also thinking that like some silver in here some kind of way. I don't know. I just thought that would really that would be fun to see how they play together, you know. So I hope that you are all inspired to paint your Christmas trees and share them with me so I can see what you made. I love that part. I do. Look at how pretty that is. And again, I would totally deepen the, look at that drop of water cut on there. I would totally continue to build and build and build and deepen those colors as I go along. So now I feel like I need to, Oh, thanks, Renee. That's awful nice. Do some more, like one more square of each, maybe? I don't know. Let's try that and see what happens. What am I going to do now? I've boxed myself in a color corner. I can do green down here. That's good. And that's a big one. Why I'm picking these little tiny brushes, I don't know. Who knows? Again, I just want to get that wash of color down, and then I can come back and zhuzh it up. Okay, so this one either needs to be blue or this one needs to be blue, and one of them needs to be pink. Or, shut it, that could be where the silver is. I don't know. Maybe I need to wait for a minute. Think it through. All right. How am I doing on time, you guys? Oh, I'm at an hour. All right. Well, don't forget tomorrow to come right back here, and we are going to study another artist, an American woman artist. So bring your artsy arsenal and your art journal or whatever substrate you like to play on. And then if you are new here, please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Corbiere-Scott Designs. My art printables are available for purchase at Corbiere-ScottDesigns.com. Once you like and follow me at Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott. One of the questions is going to be to leave your email. Make sure you do that so then you're in the know. I will be sending out an email today. So if you want to get on that list, now's the time to do that before this afternoon. Send me your email. I'm so glad. It was so nice to hang out with you in my pajamas at my kitchen table. I hope everyone has a great rest of the weekend. I will see you all tomorrow. And then watch for Monday. I have a little special something happening on Cyber Monday. I adore you all. I'm so grateful. Thank you so, so much for hanging with me. I hope that everybody paints some more. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, girls.